Okay, I'm going to show you some things that some data that I've collected. As I've told you before, a lot of times the system will reveal itself, and I'm catching more and more of this stuff. If we look at this picture, what I'm going to try and do is show you kind of what went down on 9/11. It kind of goes along with what I've been trying to show you, dealing with time and space. You look at this picture, it's interesting that this picture's set up to see the whole panoramic view. You got the towers, you got the bay. But the interesting thing is, if you look at the right side of the picture, see how it's darker blue than the left side? That's really interesting. I don't know of any kind of camera that does this. This looks like it's the same frame that somebody split in half. Or a mirror image, which is interesting, mirror image. There's a lot of meaning behind that as far as the occult goes, but we'll try and keep that off to the side for right now. So we can see the trail of the boat going from the center of the bay off to the lower right-hand side. So everything looks, if you look close, it looks like it's lined up. Yeah? But there's a very, very interesting thing in here, which caught my mind. Now, this was just one clip in a video, and I'm real good at catching stuff. So let's take a look at the one thing that really caught my eye, and hopefully it'll make an impression on you as well. If we cue in on this is a barge, I believe. It's full of gravel and sand and piles. But interestingly enough, if we look, what is their perfectly paced pyramid doing on here? That's not a pile of dust. That's not a pile of dirt. That's not concrete. That is a pyramid. A pyramid is a time cube. Remember I told you? If you look at a pyramid from the top, it makes an X box. That's what the pyramids are. They are time cubes. They have to do with time and space. Okay, that's exactly what the big ones represent. They represent the planet Saturn. So here we have a connection. First of all, we have the picture is goofy because it's darker on one side than the other. And now we have a pyramid sitting on a dock or on a barge of the morning of 9/11. Okay, this is interesting. This gets better, folks. Hang with me. So what is that thing doing there? Why is this thing, even if somebody photoshopped that in there, why would they? Okay, who set up the cameras to look right at the buildings? Okay, all of this goes together, and believe me, at the end, it even gets better than this. So let's go back to the original picture, and I'll do a time-lapse photo of what happened on 9/11, and you'll see, just like I did, what's going on here. Now I want you to make sure that you keep your eyes on the pyramid. You see it? It's on the dock in front of you, the lower left-hand corner. You see that pyramid? Keep your eyes on it, and I'll do it. I'm going to go ahead and do the time photo lapse here. You'll see the towers. They get hit. They come down. They turns into nighttime, but something very interesting happens. Okay, so let's watch that. So interesting, as you saw, as well as I did, the pyramid disappears, which means somebody had to come in there and physically remove that thing. And I said, even if that was photoshopped in, somebody had to go into the film and erase it. I don't believe it was photoshopped in, because when you see the next thing, all these three things are all gonna come together. This was all done on time and space manipulation. I keep trying to tell people that this is based off of time and space. They've been messing with it. That's what CERN is. That's why this picture is funky, where the screen is split. this thing stinks to high heaven. But I've been telling people this is why the buildings were pulverized, because it didn't happen on the third dimensional level that you think it did. I mean, I'm going to show you a picture here real quick from above, from a helicopter. Where's the debris? Where is it? It's all powder. So let's take a look at that real quick. Here, this is from an aircraft, probably a helicopter. Look at it. Obviously, this couldn't be in the cleanup stage. Look at how much smoke there is, how much debris is in the air. So this was from the day 1745. This is 5:45 in the afternoon. Okay? Look at it. Where's the stuff at? These are buildings, huge buildings. Where's the debris? It's pulverized because this is the same technology they used in the story about the walls of Jericho, where God told him to walk around and blow the horn 7 times. It's because it was done on sound and space and time manipulation. It pulverized the buildings. This stinks to high heaven. Now this is interesting. This is from the same video that whoever made it. If we look, what do we have here? We have an 8-sided object. That's not a Ferris wheel, folks. That's an 8-sided object. An octagon always in the occult represents a stargate or a gate, a passageway. Just like CERN. CERN, if you look at it, and I'll put a picture in, it has 8 sides. Interestingly enough, who's sitting right next to him? Oh, our little buddy, the black cube. So here we have time and space again, with a gate, with a stargate, or with a gateway. I don't like that word stargate because it's too industrial. It's a gate to something. All I know is the third dimensional evidence does not add up to third dimensional destruction. Planes don't disappear. Bodies aren't found. Steel is reduced to nothing. The concrete is completely dust. You know, if you really still think that this was done in a third dimension, well, then you believe everything the government tells you. This was done with very high physics. And what of the people that were in the buildings and the airplane? I mean, you know, all of that stuff. You know, remember all the people that were jumping? Well, I looked into that a little bit too. Somebody is definitely jerking us around here. And so if they're jerking us around on this, everything else that's on the news is utter bullshit. They all work for the same frickin' organization. If they tell you something big goes off in another country, you have absolutely no proof because you can't go there to see it. I mean, they've been bullshitting you about this for fucking what? How long? Excuse my language, but I'm pissed. For how long? What, 10 years now? 11? This is utter garbage. It's utter nonsense. They screwed us around with smoke and mirrors and high physics. Yeah, remember the people that were jumping? Yeah, that was terrible, wasn't it? Let's take a closer look. That's why I review every one of these videos exclusively, frame by frame, and I keep finding the same bullshit story. So here's a guy that jumped, okay? Remember how big this thing really is, people. It isn't just 10 people are involved in this. I'm going to remind you, the Chilean miners episode. The news said 1 billion people watched the excavation of those guys from the ground. That means 1 out of every 6 on the planet? Not likely. But what that does tell me is that there's a lot more people involved in this conspiracy than one could even begin to imagine. So let's take a look at this guy that supposedly fell out of this building or jumped to his death. Here we see that this isn't even a person at all. What this is, well, it's interesting that whoever this individual is, their arms come straight out of their head. But it does look like something else that I've seen. It looks like the planet Saturn. And I don't know what those other things are supposed to be. That, in no way, shape, or form, is a human. We got fucked, ladies and gentlemen. I know the word is wrong to say, and I tell people not to say it, but I'm saying it. We got fucked. It means striked. We got hit. We got lied to. We all got lied to, and it pushed people into it pushed our military into the Middle East. We are being set up. We are all being set up to be killed and to be slaughtered. Okay? And it's so far gone that there's no way that man will be able to extricate himself from this. We're fucked. You know, I know a lot of you guys on here, you don't believe in Jesus Christ or whatever. I do. I'm not a Christian, but I do believe in Jesus Christ. Christianity is nothing but an enterprise. It's a business. That's why the churches are tax exempt. But I do know I'm smart enough to see when we got lied to. And they're putting this stuff out so that you can finally see it. For those that are smart enough to catch it, that they're telling you, they always tell you the truth. You just have to be able to seek the truth out. This was staged. It was done on high physics. The media was involved. It was smoke and mirrors. This is utter bullshit and contempt for mankind. Those people want you dead. They want all of us out of the way so that they can have the planet all for themselves. They can return to the status of the Garden of Eden. That's what all this is about, folks. Returning the planet back to the status of the Garden of Eden. And it's a big club and you ain't invited, and don't try and sneak in because this ain't Bohemian Grove. Even for those of you that don't read any type of scripture, there's believe me, there's truth in this. I know it's a book of high physics, but the Bible does have truth, a lot of truth in it. And here it says, if it was possible, even the elect would be fooled. That's how perfectly done the scam is. That even the people that pulled it off, it's so perfect that if it was possible to fool the guys that pulled it off, it would be possible. That's how perfect they pulled this off. So just keep that in mind. This is all based on time and space, folks. It's all time and space. It's manipulation. Personally, like I said, I still think this is a big simulator. But regardless, you know, this is all moving towards the extinction of mankind as we know it. Except for those that want to stay around for the next time around. All I can tell you is just, you know, keep your head up and try and keep your wits about you, because the shit's going to get deep, and it's going to get deep real quick. They're going to try and scare you. They're going to do all kinds of stuff to us. And it ain't going to be very fun. It clearly says it's a time the world's never seen and will never see again. You know what? I hope I never see this place again. I've had enough. You know, in the end of Revelations, it says, John says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth. And the sea was gone. Well, I hope that place is better than this place, because mankind has totally screwed it up.